Archangel Michael says, concentrate, this isn't simply any other video. It's for you, my expensive child. In case you agree with an angels, do not bypass it. Watch it all of the manner via. This message is a key, a religious key. This has been locked away for far too lengthy. I am right here beside you, sword in hand, my eyes huge, my breath held. I'm telling you, open this proper now. You can't ignore it. For goodbye, you had no concept approximately the silent eyes on you. Not all enemies display up with guns. A few wear faux smiles. A few put on fancy suits. And yeah, a few come with felony papers and secret documents. Your cell phone has been watched. And that's now not a mistake. I've been seeking to whisper it on your soul whilst you sleep. I have been walking the halls of your private home. I have been crying in places you cannot see. An attorney, a person on the pinnacle in their recreation, a terrific character, a vessel for the fact, has come forward. They simply couldn't take care of it anymore. The lies, the power video games, the manipulation. They weren't even intended to mention anything. However, something befell to them late one night. A voice instructed them, talk now or I'll display it with fire. So they spoke. They went right into a non-public room, a sealed room, and whispered, this person's surveillance wasn't truthful. It wasn't regular. It turned into a setup. It was all planned. And the only who did it is someone they depended on. Your fingers might be shaking as you examine this, however I am telling you, you cannot stop now. You're reading something from heaven. Something included through storms and hearth. They've been watching your smartphone, every call, every photograph, every unmarried screenshot you dispatched, thinking it was secure, every voicemail, even those you deleted. They noticed all of it. They forwarded it. They used it. They used it to construct something in opposition to you. Now, not because you would finished something incorrect, but because you're special. You have been selected for something larger. And the individuals who are frightened of the mild continually try and kill what glows before it receives too brilliant. This isn't always pretty much surveillance. It's about a plan. A person with energy. A person who turned into speculated to be for your facet. A person who sat in conferences wherein your call become on the list. Yes, it truly is the person that first slipped your quantity into the device. They flagged you no longer because you did whatever wrong, however, due to the fact your destiny is simply too loud for his or her quiet. Heaven has tapped into your spirit, but they tapped into your cell phone. I saw it the moment it started out. It became the day you shared something critical, a vision, a dream, a leap forward. Your notion changed into safe to share. And proper. Then a person felt threatened. No longer because you have been horrific, however, because you were blessed. So that they set all of it up. They hired someone, a tech guy, paid him in coins and not using a proof, no digital trail. However, heaven saw it all and heaven didn't neglect. That's why your smartphone became the gateway. They did not simply watch you, they watched who watched you, who loved you, who sent you a textual content announcing, "I leave out you." Who stated, "I'll protect you," all of it saved, looked at, and taken aside. But here's the extraordinary element. They still couldn't wreck you. I am telling you, your spirit turned into fireproof. They tried to find something terrible, however all they saved locating was how proper you're. They looked for betrayal in your words, but they handiest observed your loyalty. They was hoping you'd curse a person, however all they discovered turned into you praying for them to be healed. That pinnacle legal professional got here forward due to the fact they noticed this. They saw that even below all that pressure, your soul failed to shatter. It bent. It cried, but it didn't break. And they knew it. They knew this person is extraordinary. They are chosen. They have a form of protection from above. So, they wrote a letter, a pinnacle mystery record. It's long gone to an amazing choose. And in that letter, your call is surrounded through light. The reality is laid out simple and easy. This person changed into watched unfairly. The original order became incorrect. The motives were personal, now not criminal. I'm ready to testify. I'll go to courtroom due to the fact what I have seen is a fight against mild, no longer regulation. Something big is set to occur. Not simply the truth popping out. Now not just a reversal, but you being proved proper. Your telephone turned into a device for them to look at you, however it is approximately to be a tool that allows you to have a good time. You'll get a name, a range of you do not know, however you may experience something like a touch whisper. Answer it due to the fact on that call can be the proof that the whole lot they use towards you is now being used for you. The lawyer is not on my own. A reporter were given a duplicate. They are operating with heaven. Their news company doesn't even realize angels are pulling the strings. However, this journalist has saved your name safe while making ready a massive story. A huge tale it's going to be shown. It'll shake things up. Although they try to stop it, it is too overdue. The information is duplicated. The files are stored. The fact cannot be wiped away. All of the stuff they accumulated on you become intended to interrupt you. As a substitute, it is evidence of your divine innocence. Now, the watchers are being watched. Those who stared into your virtual life are actually status in courtrooms they by no means even dreamed of. This is the element it truly is going to surprise you. One of the folks who set this up became a person who used to wish with you. They acted like they were on your aspect. They smiled whilst you cried. They acted like they cared, but backstage, they were the primary to present your number to the gadget. Their time is over. That legal professional's letter has started something. Judges are searching back at vintage instances. And for the primary time, the awful guy is being followed with the aid of something extra powerful than the regulation. Divine justice. My name has your call turned around in gold. And whilst they have been watching your cell phone, heaven changed into taking note of your prayers. And none of them were omitted. You requested for safety. You requested for the fact. You even asked for mercy on the ones who betrayed you. And that's why this second is so huge, so clean. The looking stops now. The lies end now. The tables are turning now. A copy of your call is being stored in legit prison locations. When this is going to courtroom, you may not actually have to say a phrase. Your innocence will talk for you. Your prayers will be heard for the duration of the constructing. Your tears can be a witness. Your enemies are panicking because they looked at your smartphone hoping to find something wrong, however all they determined became you being good. They predicted you to curse them, however you blessed them. They expected to interrupt your religion, however they saw it getting stronger. That legal professional telling the reality is simply the start. Any other call is set to be found out. A person inside the authorities, someone with a badge. They went to some distance and now they are being called to account. This isn't always a risk. That is something from God. This is your religious court date and the end result is victory. You will be formally contacted. Do not be afraid. I will be there before you. The lawyer will communicate bravely and the judge will sense something they cannot provide an explanation for. Anticipate on their chest, a tear of their eye, and they will recognize this isn't always only a ordinary case. This is a holy one. Get your heart ready. The very tool they used against you is set to set you free. You'll see screenshots of what they wrote approximately you. Emails, chats, non-public recordings, and even though it would possibly harm in the beginning, in the long run, you will snort due to the fact none of it broke you. I stood over your mattress each single night time. Each notification, every vibration, each fake name, they were looking to mess together with your spirit. But heaven saved your thoughts together. You did not wreck. You failed to give in. You saved loving. You saved hoping. You saved ready. And that's why you win. Not simply legally, not simply spiritually, but for all time. Be aware of your messages in the following few days. Take a look at your mail. Take a look at your electronic mail because what they once hid from you is set to accept to you. The Pinnacle lawyer said, I have seen lots, however I have in no way seen something like this. God is certainly with this person. I had to talk out. I needed to danger my task due to the fact this soul is exceptional. You're extraordinary. And this message, this holy letter is your proof. This is the very last caution to folks who betrayed you. Trade your ways or be eliminated. Confess or be referred to as out due to the fact the God of justice is awake now and nobody can forestall what is coming for you. Freedom, truth, a clean begin. It is already completed. You're secure now. They cannot touch what heaven protects. Rest. The combat is over. My baby, What you are approximately to discover will make your coronary heart beat fast and your eyes open huge in disbelief. I've been whispering in your ears, giving you little nudges to stay aware. However, now isn't the time for whispers. Now could be the time for something big, for a legitimate from heaven itself. So I dispatched this message to wake you up to something it truly has been kept from you for too lengthy. Do not position it off. This message cannot wait. What you're about to study will absolutely trade how you see your personal lifestyles and the human beings watching it from the shadows. For the beyond little while you just went approximately your everyday days, definitely unaware, someone has been looking you. Not just one person or a stranger, but a whole secret operation became centered on one goal. I'm crying out now, telling you to concentrate to heaven due to the fact a line has been crossed. Your non-public lifestyles, your conversations, your cell phone, it wasn't absolutely yours these previous couple of months. A person higher up has been quietly searching at your every pass, your mind, your messages, and your buddies. Sure, your cell phone has been monitored. Each textual content, every call, every note you idea was non-public wasn't. And it did not simply appear through danger. This wasn't an ordinary system or a random test. This became a selected order for a selected reason. And that cause is now being exposed because I am telling it to be. This is a religious emergency. A file together with your call on it exists. And a top lawyer has eventually advanced with a caution so loud it became heard in heaven, accomplishing the very throne. This is why I was dispatched so rapid. You have been by no means presupposed to find this out. No longer like this. Now, not now. However, heaven returned the curtain as it was turning into too risky so as to live inside the dark. The crazy motive they've been looking you is all buried in a pile of fake information, betrayal, and deliberate manipulation. Someone near you, someone you'll never wager, performed a component in this. This man or woman whispered a lie, made it sound like they have been concerned approximately you, and gave it to someone with energy. That whisper became a bit of paper. Ordinary. That paper have become a record, and that record became a secret case together with your call, your face, your phone quantity, your voice recordings, all stored without you knowing. I am livid. I am heartbroken because I've been trying to guard you from the start. However, each time I tried to provide you with a warning, you concept it became simply your imagination, an accident, or anxiety. The reality is a person turned into messing with your head and that they knew precisely what they had been doing. This character didn't simply lie approximately you. They deliberated. They framed you in a way that might get the eye of the machine. And now the system has been looking you, now not understanding you were harmless all alongside, but now it is out. The file is leaking. A pinnacle lawyer, a person you do not even understand, looked at the name of the game statistics and noticed something that shocked even them. This lawyer doesn't even live in your metropolis. They had been dispatched a copy of the record by mistake. It changed into a divine twist of fate, or what everyday people might call a glitch in the machine. However, it turned into no glitch. It changed into me intervening. That attorney saw something they could not forget about. For your report, there may be a signed announcement, a sworn declaration that asserts you're involved in something. This is the total contrary of who you definitely are. It's a lie. It is the worst kind of slander. And it has long passed to locations you in no way could have imagined. That lawyer is now coming forward. They attempted to touch a person, however the message changed into blocked. This is a spiritual fight. A person is trying to keep this truth from attending to you, but heaven has said no. This message is that legal professionals cry for justice wrapped up in the words of angels and sent at the right time. You need to listen carefully now, because in case you act fast, you can stop something terrible from happening. There's a assembly scheduled about you in the following few days. You are no longer invited. You're now not supposed to realize. But I do. I stood in that room invisible to human eyes, and I heard them talking. Your call changed into stated over and over. They're arguing about whether to move forward with the case or permit it die. There are two businesses combating. The ones who realize the truth and those who need to keep the lie going. Your prayers over the last month commenced to alternate things. However, now could be the moment while the final decision is set to be made. The person that began this, they did it due to the fact they had been jealous. They have been mad that you were doing nicely. They hated how different humans looked at you. They could not stand your benefits, your light, your religious safety. So, they made up a tale, positioned your call on a list where it didn't belong, and allow everything begin. You by no means saw it because it all came about at the back of desks, through emails you could not examine, in workplaces you've in no way been to. But heaven saw it. And now heaven is doing something about it. You need to be cautious now. Each message you send, every call you're making ought to still be watched. But here's the super part. The lawyer located a felony hollow, a manner to rip this whole factor down. But it wishes your religion, your prayers, and your perfect timing. Inside the following few days, a non-secular door will open. In case you do what you're advised and stay aware, you may hear a message, or get a name. It are available a dream, a whisper from a stranger, but it will display you the next step. Do not move and confront everyone proper now. That could be too soon. That would allow the incorrect people understand that you realize. As a substitute, I am creating a plan. And I want you to go along with it, no longer panic. Don't proportion this message with every person. Read it, think about it, pray approximately it, and wait because something else is coming. The attorney has determined to talk to the public. And by doing so, they will threat their profession, however they may be being guided by way of something they don't even fully get. They maintain saying they feel like they should defend you. They have never met you, however they experience like they realize your soul. They wrote in a private note, I do not know why. However, I feel like this person is being centered by means of darkness, and I cannot allow it hold going. That word was stuck by means of an angel. I delivered it proper to the throne of God. It truly is why this message turned into ordered. There are 3 people who started out the original lie. 1 female, guys. The girl is someone you trusted at some point. You may even nevertheless be speak me to her, however she's betrayed you deeply. One of the guys works in a central authority type task. He is the reason this surveillance started. The other man is looking you even now and hoping you by no means find this out. However, they may be all terrified now because their plan is falling apart. The proof they used is disappearing, and the pinnacle lawyer is threatening to head public with the reality. Do not ignore this message. I'm begging you to pay attention, because if you wait, the case may pass to a long way. However, in case you act within the Spirit quietly underneath my path, it'll all be overturned. A miracle is already taking place. Someone you'd never expect is set to call you with a made-up motive. However, at the back of that name is something from me. I'm putting in place human beings, conversations, and little things to give you clarity. Don't pass over the signs. A secret may be said, a sentence may be spoken. Whilst you pay attention your coronary heart will understand it's your signal. Observe it. Forgive the ones who tried to hurt you due to the fact they didn't recognize who they had been messing with. They messed with a person who's mine. And while you mess with mine, heaven reacts. These humans will face the outcomes. Now, not because you asked for it, however, due to the fact heaven demands justice. Don't get even. Permit me do it for you. The monitoring to your smartphone is already being uncovered. I've assigned an angel to scramble the data. Some of the recordings they were given are already tousled. This isn't always error. That is me messing with human structures. Piles are disappearing. The evidence against you is dropping its power. This is me protective you. But there is one thing you need to do. You cannot let worry take over. Now, I need you to be clever. Someone will attempt to throw you off track in the subsequent couple of days. A surprising argument, a weird conversation, someone acting abnormal. That's a take a look at. Forget about the noise. Stay targeted due to the fact in the quiet, I am placing a divine key on your fingers. A door is ready to open. Behind that door is a person ready that will help you. Someone I prepared for you years in the past. They do not know why they had been caused you, however they're coming. Do not be surprised if a stranger is suddenly fine to you. That is now not simply a person. That is an angel in a human conceal. Your name is being cleared proper now as you study this, however the fight isn't over. You need to stroll the right way now. No greater ready. No more doubting. I'm standing defend over your communications now. But you need to pray and say, no weapon made to damage me will be triumphant. I will display anyone who judges me that they're incorrect. For this is the promise to my servants. Say it out loud. Say it with self-assurance. That just went immediately to heaven, and an angel simply wrote it down in the e-book of freedom. The top attorney is going to make their move soon. But before they do, they will want a sign from you. A non-secular settlement. That agreement is your prayer tonight. Before you nod off, speak to me. Ask me for knowledge. Ask me to expose you the truth. And question me to offer the attorney safety and courage due to the fact when they communicate, absolutely everyone will recognize. And once the fact is out, nothing will ever be the equal once more. You're not on my own. You're now not defeated. You are not forgotten. You are rising up through the hearth, via the betrayal, through the darkness, into the light of divine justice. I am telling you to keep in mind who you are. You are special. You are blanketed. And you're no longer being watched by way of them due to the fact now they are being watched by means of heaven. Justice belongs to me. And I can make matters proper. However you want to stroll in peace. Stroll in fact. Walk in a unique sort of quiet till I communicate once more. Extra is coming. Be prepared. Be quiet. Live near me. I'm telling you, open this proper. Now. Do not place it off. Don't simply scroll beyond this like it's a everyday message, because it's not normal. It's from heaven. It is important, and it's approximately you. Heaven itself moved. So, this message would get to you proper at this moment. This isn't simply by risk. There is no such factor as chance when it comes to what I want. That is an pressing situation, and your soul has been begging for clarity, for fact, for me to step in. Now heaven has spoke back. Your phone has been secretly watched by using the authorities for months. Yeah, it sounds loopy. It appears like a movie. But you need to recognize once I ship a warning, it is no longer to scare you. It's to defend you, to position you wherein you need to be, to open your eyes to something you were not meant to keep ignoring. A pinnacle legal professional, one who isn't from this world, but was dispatched with the aid of me to speak the fact on this confused situation, has just determined out the stunning motive why that is taking place. And I'm telling you, your name is part of something lots bigger than you comprehend. Do not freak out. Don't be afraid, because I'll be with you. I haven't left your aspect. Even when you failed to feel me, I by no means left you by myself. You are nonetheless my child. I am on top of things. Both plans to lure you may not work. The whispers in the back of your returned, the planned looking, the weird feeling that something turned into off, none of it were given past me. You have not executed whatever incorrect in my eyes, however, because someone else changed into jealous because of a person else's mystery plan. You were placed under the microscope. You have become a goal, now not for what you've got finished, but for who you are becoming. You are getting stronger. You are taking walks into the light. You are pleasant your purpose. And that scares the darkness. It frightens those who pretended to aid you. It shakes the rules of folks who gain from you staying quiet. There may be someone around you who knew what you have been intended to do. And in preference to being happy for you, they had been frightened of it. Rather than praying in your safety, they helped put you in chance. This individual who has some connection to the authorities dropped your name in conversations they should not have been in. They made up a story about you based on gossip, half-truths, and assumptions, not figuring out that once they messed along with your name, they have been messing with a person who belongs to me. But right here's what heaven needs you to recognize. The regulation of the land is probably looking you, but the law of heaven is protective you. And nothing made to harm you may succeed. No longer even secret surveillance, not even false accusations, not even secret investigations that came from envy. I am about to expose the individual that commenced this. And when I do, your name will be cleared. Your reputation can be restored. And people who silently watched you'll desire that they had stood up for you after they had the hazard. I have been fighting a spiritual battle for you for months. You thought it became simply anxiety. You idea that uneasy feeling become just pressure. You had no concept that your spirit changed into beneath attack, that your destiny was being looked at by using those who had no right to choose it. However, I stood shield. When spirits of misunderstanding tried to get to you, I blocked them. While spirits of manipulation whispered lies to those near you, I closed them up. And now I am speak me actually. You can't ignore this message. You should open your heart and get prepared because the following couple of days are going to change everything. The top legal professional that heaven has given in your case isn't always one you could see. This is divine justice. That is a legal combat inside the courts of heaven. Oh, and in those courts, you're now not guilty. You're no longer doomed. Oh, you're now not marked for break. You're marked for greatness. And sure, even this weird scenario, this monitoring, this suspicion, this bizarre feeling round your digital life maybe became around for your suitable. It turns into your story. It'll prove that even when people attempted to tear you down, I raised you up anyway. Someone who knew your smartphone number gave it to a person they should not have spoken to. This character, a person who smiled in your face but secretly had doubts approximately you, stated your name in a private verbal exchange in which your privateness changed into messed with. They pretended to be involved about you. They hid their envy and issue. They said such things as, I do not know what they're concerned in, or, I just want them to be K. However simply, they had been planting seeds of doubt. All seeds grew into humans watching you. However, I say enough. I am speak me now with thunder. The winds of truth are coming. The angels of publicity have been set loose. What turned into done within the darkish is ready to be proven within the open. The person who gave your call away may be referred to as out. You would possibly pay attention news soon. Something that shocks you. A communique. A message, something you find that proves what you have suspected for some time however never had proof of. And when it takes place, bear in mind this message. Remember that I informed you beforehand so you wouldn't be stunned. You're being prepared for a bigger position in the religious global. Your rising become continually going to cause some trouble. What you've got is not every day. You're not only a few random individual on foot through life. You're special. Your motive is to help others. Your voice has power. Your words change things. You doing what I inform you messes up the plans of the enemy. So, of direction, the enemy has attempted to clutter with you. Of route, darkness sent human beings to look at you, talk towards you, and use human systems to scare you. But you need to now not be afraid. You need to now not give up. I'm with you. You're not going via this on my own. I can speak to the proper human beings at the right time. I can close the mouths of the lions. I will stop the lies. And when I deliver you lower back up, it'll be public. Absolutely everyone who watched you go through quietly must see you upward push. They may see the desire for your lifestyles. They will see the glow that cannot be hidden. They may see everything turn round. Right now, I want you to stay conscious. Be smart with what you assert. Be careful who you consider. Do not proportion personal matters with just anybody, even if they appear truthful. The enemy is sneaky. Occasionally the individuals who smile the maximum are the ones telling on you the maximum. However, do not come to be irritated. Do not near off your coronary heart. Stay kind. Preserve loving, however be clever. No longer each person around you is on your aspect. And that's quality, because the individuals who are supposed to be with you would in no way place your name in places wherein it would not belong. The felony world each here and in heaven is changing for you. Where there used to be questions about who you are, now there may be absolute clarity. In which there has been once suspicion, now there may be a unique want. You may not ought to protect yourself. I'm able to do it. You might not need to combat within the real world. Your fight is inside the spirit, and it's already received. Heaven's courtroom has determined for your want. The gavel has come down. The decision is final. You are not responsible. You're loose. You're included. You are rising. Now I am talking to your soul. The part of you that feels worn out, pressured. I'm speak me peace. I am talking readability. I'm talking courage. You're no longer crazy. You are not making things up. What you felt for your spirit changed into actual. The anxiety, the doubt, the weird feeling around positive people, it became all real. Your instinct has been right. And now I am confirming it. You have been being watched, however now you are being covered. You have been being monitored, however now you are being marked with my special prefer. Exchange is going on. You might even notice weird things to your phone, peculiar calls, messages that display up past due, neglected calls from unknown numbers. Don't panic. Don't overreact. Just keep praying. Live near me. No weapon made to harm you may be triumphant. All people who judges you will be proven that they are incorrect. That is what you get as my infant. You are covered. You are included. You're sealed. Your enemies are being exposed. The folks that plotted against your falling into the very entice they set for you. I'm not messing around. This is not the time to be half-hearted. I'm transferring rapid. My angels are coming down like fire. The hearth of fact will deplete each lie. And when it is throughout, you may be status there completely unharmed, triumphant, and expanded. You are not a victim. You are a device for me. Or even this attack turns into your story. Someday you may inform others approximately how they tried to watch you, have a look at you, mess with your digital life, and how none of it worked due to the fact the anointing on your existence was too powerful to be stopped. So lift your head, arise straight, wipe away your tears. You're taking walks through fire, however you are not getting burned. You're crossing via water, but you are not drowning. I'm carrying you. The angels are fighting for you. I have already received this fight. All you want to do is stand nevertheless and agree with. Your story is far from over.